What is up, everybody? Just sitting here getting ready to make a, I guess you'd call it a Una bucket. It's not really hard to make. This is about all you need right here is just a 5-gallon bucket, a fan that's no bigger than the lid of the 5-gallon bucket, a bag of soil moist, some Una gel, a drill and a hole saw, and a Dremel is what I'm going to use to cut that, because it'll be a lot easier. But I mean, I guess you can cut it with a razor knife if you really had to. Just be careful with it. Pretty much, I'm going to take the stand off this fan, flip it upside down, and set it on that bucket. And then all the little spots on the bucket, I'm going to drill holes with this little hole saw here. Drill holes in it. Put the fan on top. Put a mixture of 9 cups of water, a cup of Una, and a cup of soil moist in the bottom of it. And basically the fan blowing down all the time will basically just force all that Una and everything out the holes. And it's basically just a added measure against, you know, any unwanted odors. But we'll, I guess, take some pictures of the rest of this. Might make some more video, I don't know yet. But thanks for checking it out. Peace. I just wanted to put this on here because I'm sure a lot of people will probably, not saying they get confused, but probably kind of be like, how do you get the stand off? It's pretty simple if I can manage to try to hold the fan up and hold the camera and everything at the same time. But basically on both sides right here, this is just a little cover. Take a screwdriver and knife, pop it out, and there's just one little Phillips head right there in the center. Take that out on both sides, and the stand comes right off. Well, got the bucket, you know, at least got the holes finished. Just went ahead and went around and drilled all the holes around it. And couldn't find the Dremel. Went ahead and used just a razor knife, and I had a dull blade, and it was fairly easy. I mean, it's not a perfect round circle, obviously, but oh well, I'm sure I'll make do. And now the only issue is to take the fan, stick it right here on top of the bucket. And I've got a bunch of caulk that I'm going to run around the bead of it. Let the caulk set up real good. And then I'm going to probably, I don't know, try to rig some tape around it or something, but the caulk will probably do pretty good. I may end up just Gorilla Gluing it to it. I don't know. But anyway, I'll be back with the finished product in a few. Alright, everybody, got the fan set in here and everything. Had to trim around the hole a little bit to make it fit down in there better. Obviously, it's flipped upside down right now. But the reason I wanted to show you all this was there was a huge gap. I mean, obviously, you can tell how wide of a bead of liquid nails I'll put on here, but it was also pretty deep. So I just wanted to put this on there, make sure, you know, you flip the lid over, and whatever you use to seal it, you know, make sure you put on the inside too, because it needs a lot more than it does on the outside. Or at least it did the way I set this fan up. Anyway. Alright, everybody. Just figured I'd give you a little, like, a cost rundown. Pretty much you're looking at like $80, $85 to get this going, but keep in mind, if you get a gallon bucket of Una like that, that's $50 of the $80. So, I mean, you're looking at like, I think it was like $13 for that bag of soil moist, $50 for a gallon bucket of Una. You can get smaller buckets, but I mean, you're going to use a decent amount of it, so go ahead and get a bucket, I would recommend. You see the water, obviously, is good old Mother Nature. The fan was 16 bucks. I think the bucket was like $2.50 and the lid was like $1 or something. So, I mean, altogether, you're looking like $80, $85. But again, $50 of it is just for that bucket. So, you know. But anyway, I already got 9 cups of water in it. And then we'll go ahead and get a cup of this Una. I don't want to stick a dirty thing in there. Basically, if you've never seen this stuff, it kind of looks like Jello. And it is some of the strongest smelling, best working stuff I've ever seen in my life. I mean, they claim it neutralizes any odor. Well, trust me, it neutralizes any odor. And there's about a cup of Una. Plop all that down in there. And then you get a cup of the soil moist. measuring thing out there. Alright, well, I guess there we go. I don't know if all that, see, the Una will start dissolving, but that's what the, supposedly what the soil moist is supposed to be for, to keep the Una from drying out so quick. But pretty much put the lid on top, cut the fan on, and you got you a odor neutralizing bucket. Don't know how big of a room it'll cover, but I would recommend using it on top of a carbon filter. If you want to try to use one of these as like a standalone, you're putting a lot of trust in Ona. That's all I got to say. I'd strongly recommend investing in a good carbon filter and a fan. But figured I'd put this up here. Just like to share information, I guess. Anyway, thanks for checking it out, y'all. Peace.